Myths are traditional stories that have been passed down through generations. They often explain natural phenomena, cultural practices, historical events, or the origins of a people. Long ago in ancient Greece, there lived a hero named Heracles or Hercules, the more common form. He is known for his incredible strength and bravery. He was the son of Zeus, the king of the gods, and Alcmene, a mortal woman. Heracles' life was marked by great feats and immense challenges, the most famous of which were the 12 labors. The madness of Hera. Heracles' troubles began when Hera, the wife of Zeus, struck him with a fit of madness. In his frenzy, Heracles tragically killed his own children. Devastated by his actions and seeking atonement, he sought guidance from the oracle of Delphi. The oracle told him that to purify his soul, he must serve King Eurystheus of Tiryns and perform 12 seemingly impossible tasks. 1. The Nemean lion. Heracles' first task was to slay the Nemean lion, a fearsome beast terrorizing the countryside. Its skin was impervious to weapons, but Heracles managed to choke the lion to death with his bare hands. He then used the lion's own claws to skin it and wore its hide as armor. 2. The Lernaean Hydra. Next, Heracles faced the monstrous Hydra, a serpent with multiple heads that regrew 2 for each one severed. Assisted by his nephew Iolaus, Heracles cauterized the neck stumps after cutting off each head, preventing them from regenerating. He buried the immortal head under a heavy rock, and dipped his arrows in the Hydra's poisonous blood. 3. The Cyrenian Hind. For his third labor, Heracles was tasked with capturing the Cyrenian hind, a sacred deer of extraordinary speed and beauty. He pursued the hind for a year, finally catching it without harm, and bringing it back to Eurystheus. 4. The Erymanthian boar. Heracles' next challenge was to capture the Erymanthian boar alive. He chased the boar into deep snow, where it became trapped. Heracles then carried the massive boar back to King Eurystheus. 5. The Augean stables. The fifth labor required Heracles to clean the Augean stables, which housed thousands of cattle and hadn't been cleaned in years. Using his wit, Heracles diverted 2 rivers to wash out the filth in a single day, completing the task swiftly. 6. The Stymphalian birds. In his sixth labor, Heracles had to drive away the man-eating Stymphalian birds, which had metallic feathers that they could launch as deadly arrows. With the help of a rattle given by Athena, Heracles frightened the birds into the air and shot many of them down with his arrows. 7. The Cretan bull. Heracles then traveled to Crete to capture the Cretan bull, a mighty beast wreaking havoc on the island. He wrestled the bull to the ground and brought it back to Eurystheus. 8. The mares of Diums. The eighth labor took Heracles to Thrace to capture the mares of Diums, which fed on human flesh. Heracles subdued the mares by feeding them their own master, King Diums, and then led them back to Eurystheus. 9. The belt of Hippolyta. Heracles' ninth labor was to obtain the belt of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. Initially, Hippolyta willingly gave him the belt, but Hera incited the Amazons against him. A battle ensued, and Heracles secured the belt before making his escape. 10. The cattle of Geryon. The 10th labor required Heracles to fetch the cattle of Geryon, a giant with 3 bodies. After a long journey and a fierce battle, in which he slew Geryon and his herdsmen, Heracles drove the cattle back to Eurystheus. 11. The apples of the Hesperides. Heracles' penultimate task was to retrieve the golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides. These apples were guarded by a dragon. With the help of the Titan Atlas, who held up the sky, Heracles managed to acquire the apples and bring them to Eurystheus. 12. Cerberus. For his final labor, Heracles had to capture Cerberus, the 3-headed guard dog of the underworld. With permission from Hades and through sheer strength, Heracles subdued Cerberus without weapons and brought him to the surface. After presenting Cerberus to Eurystheus, he returned the beast to Hades. The redemption. Having completed all 12 labors, Heracles was finally free from his guilt and earned eternal glory. His immense strength, courage, and cleverness ensured his place among the greatest heroes of Greek mythology, and his deeds became legendary, inspiring countless stories and tales for generations to come.